Well, you know what? I think the biggest thing I can do is help the Republican Party with what we've been struggling with for the last several decades. And that is being the party of no, being the party of just saying, no, the Democrats' ideas are bad. Let's start leading again. We have too many cowards in the GOP establishment that I think we need to start rooting out. They've created DC into this thing that they think is a kingdom, and they're just trying to, have incremental changes to the national GDP every single year. That's ridiculous. We need to be the party of bold leadership. We need to have an answer on how to fix healthcare. We need to have an answer on how to make sure we protect our environment by switching over to more nuclear-based power. We need to have an answer on how we manage these social issues that are attacking our country, because right now we have a social revolution with this Marxist revolution of Black Lives Matter. And I blame the Republican Party for being so dormant. So many of our lawmakers in Washington, D.C. are silent or are simply not doing enough. And I think that's why we're seeing so many of our rights eroded overnight.
And Madison, what even got you involved in politics? I remember being closer to your age and I was working in politics, but I never would have thought it would be a good idea for me to run for Congress at that time.
What really got me involved is taking account of where our country is. I don't believe there's any time for us to wait to say, hey, you know what, I'll just fix that when I get older. No, I just got engaged. I'm planning on having a family soon. I want to raise a child in a country that I'm proud of, a country I know they'll be safe. We have a Marxist revolution going on, like I've already stated, that is trying to defund our very police department. They're trying to create anarchy so they can have a nationalized police force. They're trying to create such a dystopian society that the people will cry out for government assistance, which will only lead us to government control. I want my children to grow up in the America that I grew up in, one that is free, one that is prosperous, one that gives them every single opportunity if they're willing to work for it. And so that's why I wanted to get involved, because we have cowards in the Democratic Party and we have manipulators in the Democratic Party. And I really believe that we need to fight back against it. We need to have people who go up and aren't afraid to speak out, aren't afraid to take bold stands.
Yeah. And Madison, I've interviewed you before and I follow your campaign and everything that's going on. How do you think the media is treating you? Because they're having a hard time. You're very likable, and so they want to like you, but then they also want to not like you because you're conservative. So I'll read some of the headlines. They're like, oh, this is a, up and coming, very young, rock star, this and that. But then they're like, oh, but he supports really crazy policies.
That's what I found to be true. It seems like they're having a hard line to balance. Just an example, when I went on The View a few weeks ago, we expected to be attacked from all sides. We were ready with defenses for whichever of the ladies was going to attack us. But it seemed like they had a hard stance to straddle, because they liked the fact that I was a new face for the Republican Party, someone who cared about health care, someone who cared about the average Americans. But they also were it was difficult for them to pin me down. And so I think right now the liberal media has actually treated me decently fairly, but I know that will not last. So I'm getting ready to fight back against that. But I'm very thankful to, stations like OAN, people like you, Stephanie. You could do such a great job of reporting just solid facts. And as long as the news media was to report facts, unbiased truths, the Republican Party would be doing incredible. But unfortunately, we have this liberal media who has an agenda to destroy our country. And so I know they'll be coming after me sometime soon.
Yeah, well, I might be a little bit biased because I am conservative, but I will say that I am very fair, especially when I talk to liberals and Democrats. I'm open-minded and I give people a chance to talk and share their views. Well, Madison, thank you so much for joining us. It was great to see you.
Stephanie, great to see you as always. I'll be on anytime you want. See you.
Great, thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.